just want to take a minute to thank everybody for your patience with my intuitive astrology being a few days late. And thanks to all of you who reached out to me for the well wishes and the prayers with my dad's passing. And I look forward to continuing to do this work and support you guys. So I appreciate your patience and acceptance of what's happened and your good thoughts. So having said that, let's move on to your sign of Aquarius. So those of you that are born January 20th to February 18th, what can you expect for the month of December 2019? Let's tune in and find out. So Aquarians, I feel like whatever's gone on, it's like you are now jumping up, dusting yourself off, and ready to go. And there's a newfound creativity, and it also feels like a sense of satisfaction deep in the belly, like this awareness, like I'm going to be fine, this awareness of, an excitement of what's coming and what's next for you. A lot of you are letting go of old patterns, letting go of places where you once lived, or the way in which you've done work, shifting yourself, positioning yourself to be more the star instead of in the background. So a lot of you are going to be moving forward in new roles this next year and really starting to trust your instincts and feeling more comfortable in the spotlight and more comfortable with kind of being the one than sitting and supporting people from behind you. So there's definitely this movement forward of your voice, of what it is you desire, and being more ready and able to generate that. And not only are the opportunities being presented, but the support system to then make it happen is available for you as well. So it's really good. This is really positive energy, and it's an energy that goes in all directions. So it's like forward and at the same time open. So it's like this really empowering, grounded energy that really makes a difference. And it feels like it so feels like it's across the board for all signs. This just feels really good and really solid for December. So I'm loving this energy. All right, let's get a little more specific and look at relationships. For those of you in a coupled romantic relationship, let's see what's in store for you for December. You're going to find there's a completion that's coming in, whether it was an old agreement or something that wasn't, you were at odds with. I just see that settling, that being worked out, whether it was to buy or to sell or to move or to relocate or to refurbish. But it feels like it has to do with your home life and maybe where you were living. Maybe you were at odds with your partner, but I feel like that is going to be complete in December, and you'll be able to have a new beginning in January. So wherever you were with that, I feel like both of you now get on the same page, and there's like this new relief that happens. And it could even be with other things. It could be with whether or not to have a baby, whether or not to adopt, whether or not to close or sell a business. There's so many things that we do as life partners together, that there was something where the timing wasn't right or one of you wasn't sure about it. But in December, there's just this fullness that comes in, and acceptance and a completion. And that could have something to do with the Gemini full moon on December 11th that comes in, and that just really brings a completion to these old things in the relationship. Like I said, whatever you were at odds with, it feels like it starts to complete and move forward. Now, for those of you that are single, let's see what's in store for you, Aquarians. So it feels like you're moving into more self-acceptance about where you are, what's being presented to you, what do you really want, and in terms of a relationship, and do you even want a relationship? And so it feels like you've been doing some work on the inside, and it's not about settling, it's about what feels familiar to you and letting go of those old familiar patterns and then opening up to what's new. And I feel like December is what's going to kind of finalize things for yourself and feel good about yourself. And even if that just means to get back out there and date, or to start to say yes, or to move yourself out of relationships that don't work for you and to stop attracting the same sort of partner. And because you up your game inside of yourself and stop feeling sorry for people, or stop getting your value out of fixing people, or vice versa, stop looking for somebody to rescue or somebody to save you. As you shift out of those old modalities, there's this great energy of opportunity that's going to happen. And it really feels like part of it has to do with the new moon solar eclipse and that's going to happen, and that's December 25th in the US and South America, and on the 26th, all the rest of the world. So that new moon solar eclipse is sudden new beginnings, sudden and exciting, powerful opportunities to show up. And for some of you, it may be in the area of relationship, your first opportunity to really find love and to really connect with someone that's really can be a long-term partner for you. And that's not just in the month of, end of December, but through all of next year, the majority of next year. And so you don't have to rush. You can date, you can feel it out. But when it hits, it's going to hit like lightning and really good and really strong. So you won't be in your head about it. You will just know. It's like two magnets who can't pull apart, right? But in the best of ways, not in the worst of ways. Providing you take care of yourself, providing you do your work, and that we're not coming from a needy place or like, oh, I can't wait, I can't wait. This is an energy that don't settle. You don't need to settle. This whole next year is not about settling. It's about allowing your happiness to come in the terms of a partnership, if that's what you want. Now, for those of you that are settled with a partner and you're really happy and content, you can move that same energy into your money or your career. So let's look and see what's in store for you, first of all, financially for December. So you might find yourself overspending a little bit. You might find yourself or short. Maybe there's something that maybe you put money into an investment every year at the end of the year and you don't have as much money as you've had in the past, or some things like that. I feel like there may be a little bit of a shortage, what you're used to, but I feel like you have the reserves to match that, or the money will come in to match that. So don't stress about it. Don't worry about it. Because at the end of the year, there's like money comes in. They're just showing money comes in. And whether that's from, accounts receivables that are due you, or whether it is just you win money through a lawsuit or court case, or somebody made a mistake and you overpaid and there's a refund check that comes in. But some of it feels like it's surprise money and unexpected. And it could be, even for some of you, that it could be a gift of money, that people are giving you a gift of money, whether it's from your parents or friends, but it feels like money is part of a gift. So don't have any worries about money this month. Even though there may be what feels like a shortage, there's new money that's coming in here. Okay, let's look at your career for Aquarians. I just see you kind of like zigzagging, finishing loose ends, sewing things up, closing things. For some of you, it may be that you're closing down a business, you're being done with a business, and maybe this was a business that you've had for, a decade or more. And so there's an excitement about the new, but there's also the sadness about the closure. It could also be just around a project that you had that you're putting the finishing touches on. But for some of you, it's grieving, it's letting go, it's not really working. And so we're saying goodbye to it. For others, it's like triumph. It's like, finally, we finished it. And now we're going to project it and move it out. But definitely completion and the weaving of your own creativity and being able to move forward. So there's also opportunities that you haven't seen in a while, that you couldn't beg, borrow, or steal for years, and now are suddenly starting to show up again. So it definitely feels like there's things are breaking loose and shaking free. It reminds me like after you're frozen, and then the sun comes out, like after a big storm, and the sun comes out, and then things start to just fall off in chunks and melt. It's how your career feels, like it's just melting and falling off. It's coming out of the thaw. So there's good opportunity here for in the month of December for you to actually feel like you're making some progress and that there's movement. And next year, you're going to see even more of that, especially January. There'll be another eclipse, that full moon lunar eclipse in Cancer, January 10th. So you'll have another eclipse to help break things loose too in next month. So just know that there's things are happening in the career that you haven't seen in a long time, and this is good. These are good things. And the things that you're letting go of and saying goodbye, it's fine, right? You did the best you could. And for some of you, it's a celebration because it's like a project you've been working on and you're going to be launching. Other people, it's like, it's just time to bury the dead, right? Like, it's just like, we need to say goodbye to that. It didn't work. Let's honor it. But all that energy you put into it, all the money you spent on that, it didn't go to waste. There was value in it. You learned something, you got something from it yourself, All that energy is transmuted, all the effort was out into the universe, and you will be rewarded. So let go of any fear of like, oh my God, I just blew 20 grand on that, or 200,000 on whatever it was, 2,000, whatever the number was for you. Let it go. You learned something out of it. You got something out of it. And now this new thing is moving forward for you in a really prosperous, good way. So let it go. All right, let's look at your health for Aquarians. So lips are coming up. And so whether, you've been a fan of injections or whether cold weather or just cracked lips, but lips are coming up to take care of your lips. And whether you're whether it's intense sun or intense cold, just protect your lips this month. And if you're somebody, like I said, who does injections, just be selective with who you're doing it with and trusting your process with that. So just have an awareness around the lips that they are tender this month and they need some extra TLC. All right, let's move into any surprises for you guys for this month. Yeah, there's some surprise around family dynamics and the ease with the family dynamics. And it's almost like you slid up to a better place of being with one another. Like, when you're down in the dirt and you're fighting and you're arguing and there's like, or you could be, the family that doesn't talk, or you could be the family that gets together but doesn't really say what they're thinking, right? There's a shift up into all that old energy breaking away, and there's more authenticity. There's more room for jokes. There's more room for candor. There's more room for honesty. There's just more room for love. So whatever the family dynamics are, there's a surprise around the love and the ease and the healing that happens this month. So just embrace it, guys. Let go of any fear and be careful with judging yourself too hard. It's important to have self-awareness. It's important to have self-respect and understanding. And it's important to, be responsible for anything that you may have done in the family dynamics. But just know that there's a surprise energy here of healing and love and acceptance. So it's really beautiful. And I do feel that around the holiday season. So if, once you do your own work, take care of yourself, look in the mirror, check yourself, notice, it's really important, especially if, it's very easy for us to look outward and to judge other people, right? And go, oh, they're always this one, or they're so controlling. The reason you're seeing that is because it's part of you too, right? So you want to stop. And when you recognize that about somebody else, stop and spend a little time. Where do I do that? Where is that in me? Right? Because the only reason you could see it in them is because it's in you as well. So spend a little time working with that in yourself, noticing it, accepting it, deciding to be different, and then taking action to be different. And as you do that, you'll be able to bridge that gap between you and that sibling or whoever it is, right? The spouse or the partner or the boss, whoever it is, the child, and be able to make adjustments around it. And then you're going to have this beautiful healing that just as you heal yourself, you heal the family. So that's what's available for you Aquarians. Okay, you guys, have a wonderful year and in 2020. And thank you so much for staying with me this past year. I look forward to serving you better next year and being more in communication. And I've got some, hopefully some good changes that are happening to do that. It's just been a bit of a stress year for me with my dad's health. And now that he's in a better place, I can put more energy and focus back into my work. So thank you very much for all the love and the support this past year. And I'm sending love and happiness and joy to you and your family. And may you have the most blessed and happy holidays this year and 2020. Lots of love, everybody. And thank you for viewing and liking and sharing and commenting, as always, on my weekly wake-ups and my intuitive astrology. All right, guys, talk to you soon.